Well, today already has a great start to it. We're not seeing any rain yet, no fog, and it's a lot warmer than it has been, at least this early in the morning. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick has been telling us about this kind of midweek warm up. And Thomas, don't give me any bad news yet. Just let me bask in this sunshine and 70 degrees.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, like, this is actually just average for this time of year, but compared to all these cold days that we had in May and April, where combined those 2 months, second coldest on record, April and May combined. If we can even just get mid-70s for today, I think most people will be like, yeah, all the windows down in the car, soaking in that fresh air. If you've been delaying your spring cleaning, well, today's the start of meteorological summer, so we're technically a little late for that. But the weather finally getting here. 53, partly cloudy skies, looking like it's going to set up for an awesome day weather-wise for today. A few cool spots in North Idaho. Otherwise, most everybody is in the low to mid-50s across Washington for this morning at 6 a.m. Mostly clear skies over the region, so we will get plenty of sunshine right away. And with that sun angle so high in the sky now that we are in June, well, it's going to warm us up very quickly. It's not going to take much. Should easily be in the 70s for today. For a second straight day, we'll take that to kick off this month of June. But we do have a lot of rain chances moving forward from here. Maybe a spotty shower today, nothing to worry about. But I'll show you when our thunderstorm chances come back into play. Your full forecast is in a few minutes.
A Las Vegas attorney has filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against a North Idaho sheriff after being banned from the sheriff's Facebook page. Attorney Stephen Stubbs represented the family of Mike Trappett, who was shot and killed by Clearwater County deputies last February. Prosecutors determined the shooting was justified, but Stubbs made comments on the sheriff's Facebook page criticizing the investigation. Stubbs says the comments were then deleted and then he was blocked from that page.
Sheriff Goetz has a personal page. He can do whatever he wants on that. But when it says Sheriff Goetz on it, and he's speaking as the sheriff about official business, that's when he's not allowed to alter or take away from people's speech.
Now, Stubbs says the point of the lawsuit is to correct behavior that he believes violated his First Amendment rights. We did reach out to the sheriff's office for a comment on the lawsuit, but have not heard back. Well, following a cougar attack near Fruitland on Saturday, nearby campgrounds are now taking extra steps to make sure that their guests stay safe. A cougar attacked a 9-year-old little girl named Lily while she was at camp. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife killed the cougar, and the cougar also tested negative for rabies. A camp host at another campground in Stevens County says that they talked to their campers about wildlife dangers the moment they arrive.
We just had to be very, very careful and let all of our campers know not to go anywhere by themselves, especially at night. You know, always take a buddy with you no matter what. Always have a buddy, and how to react to it and what to do for their own safety.
The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife says that Lily has been released from the ICU. Now, her family is not ready to speak about what happened, but her father does say that she's in the early stages of her recovery, and the family says that they're grateful and moved by all of the support from the community. Well, today, the Spokane Transit Authority is offering new and current employees thousands of dollars in hiring and retention bonuses. KRIM 2's Nicole Hernandez is downtown and explaining why STA is offering this. So, Nicole, can you tell us just how much they're offering in these bonuses?
Absolutely. So new hires with STA are eligible for $9,000, and then current employees with STA are eligible for $6,000 over the course of the next year and a half. STA says they're using this bonus system to try to get new hires as well as retain their current employees. Their chief operations officer says this is going to help STA with the building up of their employees during the labor shortage, especially after COVID-19 hurt staffing these past 2 years. It will also help them build up enough staff to launch their city line service in July 2023. The money, though, won't be available all at once.
If you were to apply for a position and get hired for it tomorrow, you would get the $3,000 hiring incentive, and you'd get $1,500 up front. And then if you successfully completed a 6-month probationary period, you'd get the other $1,500. And then because you were hired right now, you're still eligible for the 3 retention periods ahead of you, as long as you stay through 2023. And that's how you would get the $9,000.
Hires. So as for current employees, they just need to stay on staff through November 2023 to get $6,000. Between now and then, STA is giving their employees 3 $2,000 bonuses. In order to get that full $6,000, you will have to be an employee by July 1st. Since putting out the offer, STA says they've actually already seen more interest in their job postings. Of course, this offer is for jobs across the board at STA, but they've seen a lot of interest specifically for driving positions. They say they're going to have the biggest class of potential drivers coming up here with 18 people enrolled. That's 6 more than their previous biggest class. In Spokane, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
663 people died in traffic accidents in Washington state last year, marking a 20-year high. Now, according to the Washington Traffic Safety Commission, that's a 16% increase from 2020 when there were less drivers on the road. Now, in an effort to reverse that trend, the agency is launching a public awareness campaign this summer, focusing on community-based traffic safety. It encourages drivers to reinforce positive safety behaviors, like wearing a seatbelt or stopping a friend from driving after drinking.
We all have a part to play when it comes to traffic safety. Most people in Washington do drive safely and do, engage in safe driving behaviors, but we probably all know some people that don't.
State troopers say that speed and distracted driving are the biggest factors in traffic deaths. 6:07 now, time for your morning rush. More news in less time. We're learning how much tribal gaming is contributing to the economy in Washington state. The Washington Indian Gaming Association says Washington's tribal governments generate over $6 billion in gross state product and over $1 billion in state and local taxes. The tribes say they directly employ 37,000 people in Washington, with 54,000 jobs traced back to tribes. Starting today, the state of Washington is making a big change to improve firearm safety. It's raising the age to take the all-online hunter education courses from 9 to 18 years old. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife cites the importance of returning to in-person, hands-on training for youth. Well, ticket sales open today for a real-life mammoth bone dig site in eastern Washington. The Coyote Canyon Mammoth site is located in Kennewick in the Tri-Cities. Now, visitors will get to see the dig site and the lab and even check out some of the items they've recovered so far. Now, this site is considered pretty primitive, so just a heads up, they have gravel roads and even limited restroom facilities. We'll talk about the power of the internet. WashDOT says someone reached out to them to let them know that this little stuffed dinosaur was on the side of I-90 near Snoqualmie Pass, and they wanted to try and reunite the toy with its owner. Well, this morning we have some good news to share with you. After several retweets, Dino will now be on its way back to its owner, Cameron. A reunion is even in the works already. And that's your Morning Rush. Funerals continue today for the victims of last week's school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. And as the community continues to mourn, there are still questions about law enforcement's initial response. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
Amory Jo Garza and Maite Rodriguez were laid to rest yesterday. The funerals for the 10-year-old fourth graders were the first for the 21 killed in last week's school shooting.
I would tell them I love them and I'm going to miss them.
Chloe Torres was their classmate. She recently dyed her hair purple, Amory's favorite color.
Really the only big friend I had.
Torres remembers how teachers Irma Garcia and Ava Morales tried to protect the students from the 18-year-old gunman.
He said, "You'll die," and he shot my friend with the phones. And he shot my teacher, Miss Garcia, and Miss Vidales.
Irma Garcia's funeral is today. She'll be buried along with her husband, Joe. He died of a heart attack just days after the shooting. The family says it was a broken heart. The funeral for 10-year-old Jose Flores is also today. Jose's family described him as a happy-go-lucky kid.
And he tried everything. He was just a little boy like growing up.
His 9-year-old sister was hiding in a nearby classroom and made it out safely. As the Uvalde community tries to move forward, questions remain about that day, including why law enforcement waited to enter the classroom. The Texas Department of Public Safety says school district's police chief Pete Arredondo has not responded to a request from investigators for a follow-up interview. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Now in Idaho, a gun control advocacy group ranks the Gem state second in the nation for least restrictive gun laws. Now, you don't need a permit from the state to own a gun. Idaho is also an open carry state. People 18 and older can carry weapons in most locations without a license. The only exception is that you cannot carry when you are on school property, at a courthouse, or jail facility. Idaho law says that you cannot sell to someone under 18 unless they have explicit parent permission. And Idaho also has no state laws regulating assault weapons or large capacity magazines. Idaho law does ban most people convicted of a felony to carry a gun unless their rights are restored. A former NFL player is being sued over by his ex-wife over what she calls years of ongoing physical abuse.
And here's the one thing you need to know about today's weather. Just going to be another great and mild day weather-wise. Temperatures in the 70s for the second straight day.